Hi everyone, welcome to my Capstone project, Poetic Justice at the Crossroads, Soundscapes and Organic Architecture Towards Environmental Justice. So as you can see, there are three kind of complex concepts, and they are essentially about music, space, and nature. And many of my past projects have addressed the relations between space and sound, music architecture, immersive sound, performative space, and music visualization in architectural shape, and recalling my personal experience as a refugee of Sichuan earthquake in 2008, victims of natural disasters, and we've seen a lot of cultural dislocation and immigration. So the concept of environmental injustice or green criminology jumped to my mind, and the impacts of such environmental injustice, not just to the nature, but to people who living on this land. So this new concept is added to my long-time interest, music architecture relations. And here for this project, I'm defining space as organic architecture, music as soundscape, and nature as the topic of environmental justice. And those first two concepts marked in blue would serve as a narrative media, whereas the nature would be the content. And now together, I want to build a conceptual system of poetic justice, which would later be embodied as an environmental sound installation. My research questions: what is the potential for organic architecture with soundscapes to be an artistically dynamic and socially efficient medium duo to reimagine the human-nature relationships towards public awareness of multiple social-ecological issues? And to break it down, I want to discuss how could environmental injustice be unfolded into ecological nostalgia, cultural dislocation, and social imperialism in Sichuan, China, and Pan-Asian world. Because those areas are essentially very different from the West, and environmental injustice issue has been studied mainly on the West. And what are some specific cases and movements in those areas? And second, how do my roles as an artist, citizen, daughter of mountains as I identify myself, refugee of a cultural relocation, and essentially a nature-bounded human being, find my own entrance to tell the story that's not just about myself, but also about anyone who shares the same identity, anyone who lives with nature. And then finally, how do we define, construct, and interact with organic architecture in consideration of its spatial, ecological, and audiovisual composition? What are the features of such medium, combining space and sound in certain styles, that can convey messages of social and environmental justice in an active, interactive, and immersive way for the audience? When it comes to our literature review, I have mainly three stages. First, decode those concepts, and then find the literature that's connecting every pairs of them, and then on top of that, I build my own definition system into an integrated concept of poetic justice. The first book is The Marvelous Clouds, and this book addressed the very tight connection between digital media and nature, and I feel like this book, besides providing many examples, can also justify why new media, why our practice of interactive media arts is valid and efficient to address issues related to nature, and in my case, environmental injustice. And the second book provides many current environmental politic movements in Asia, and it's very special because it focuses on Pan-Asia area, which is more related to my topic. And this article, Post-Colonial Green Environmental Politics and World Narratives, examines a series of scholars' annotation to the relationship between post-colonialism and environmental politics. And I found one article specifically helpful. It's called Tibet, Chinese Shangri-La, the Eco-Tibet and its Global Circuits, interesting and local case for me to do case study. And I have literature that's talking specifically about organic architecture and provides a very solid definition of it. And the organic sound examines soundscapes as a source material for environmental and political movements. And I think it's a very good source to explore how soundscapes can be a very strong narrative to tell a story of a systematic injustice. I also have some projects review to examine the relationships between each pair of those three concepts: nature, music, and space or architecture. Future plan: 2 parts, concept development and prototyping demos. I will keep reading, filling all the gaps, build my own system of poetic injustice, and keep getting inspired. And I would also combine my capstone with some of the ongoing classes I'm taking this semester to do some demos of sound, space, and nature, but like in New York. So the essential goal is to build an iteration and visual libraries and sound samples that could be used for further production next semester. So here's the brief, rough production plan, what I need to do every month, and hopefully we got this. And that's it for my presentation. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.